got into Queenstown, New Zealand in early September to travel 3 months across both islands. Queenstown is an impressive alpine town in the mountains of the South Island. It sits on the shores of Lake Wakatipu, surrounded by large mountain peaks and ski fields. There's all kinds of opportunities to get on the water, and for what it's worth, million-dollar views are always guaranteed at every corner. The downtown sector has plenty of bars and restaurants for tourists, including the ultra-popular Ferg Burger. That's said to be the best burger in New Zealand. I also recommend trying Devil's Burger, especially their curry chips. Queenstown is regarded as the adventure capital of the world. It's got everything from skydiving, heli-skiing, paragliding, rock climbing, rafting, jet boating, and of course, the birthplace of the sport, bungee jumping. There is a bus service to get around, each trip costing $1, and buses mainly run every hour. Alternatively, there is an interlinked mountain bike trail that I use to explore the area, including a stop at nearby Arrowtown. It's smaller than Queenstown, but worth checking out for more mountain biking and less expensive beers. It was also a gold rush town where there were preserved miners' cottages dating all the way back to the 1870s. It's no secret that New Zealand is best explored by Campervan. There's lots of rental companies in the country offering weekly and monthly rates. Their vans all come self-contained and have everything you need for the road. It's a good idea to download both of these apps as they list all camping locations across both islands. To save money though, I ended up buying a smaller camper from a private seller to get going. It came with a spacious bed in the back, plenty of storage space, water tanks, shower, LED lights, grill, portable toilet, and most importantly, a self-contained certificate that basically allows you to freedom camp across the country. I also updated the warranty of fitness, which is due every 12 months to make sure the vehicle is safe for the road. It's about a 40-minute process, and afterwards, I was awarded a passing grade and happily hit the road. New Zealanders drive on the left-hand side of the road, so it took me a bit to get acquainted with the change, but in the end, it was second nature without any problems. Solo camping is amazing, but can also get pretty expensive over the long run. With inflation and higher food prices, I frequented the local Pack and Saves for my purchases. The prices are fairly reasonable with similar selection as the other grocers. Not an endorsement, just my personal opinion. Teanu is the gateway town to Milford Sound. It's super tiny, but has a pretty cool native bird sanctuary.
Oh God.
The road to Milford Sound is one of the most beautiful roads I've ever been on, and you'll need to gas up at Teanu as there are no gas stations along the way. There are some truly spectacular valleys alive with the sound of snowmelt, as well as a haven for the only alpine parrot in the world, called a Kia. There's a good chance you'll spot one, and these parrots, who are both incredibly smart and agile, are also endangered.
Hi.
I continued on to get to my campsite before sundown.
This is my campsite. I have no idea what I'm doing. No shower today for me. If you notice this notice, you will notice it says, please take notice of this notice.
Well, supposedly the camp was closed for many years. So instead, I camped at Milford Lodge, which is the closest campsite to the Sound and well worth the money. It's got a huge kitchen setup, lounge area, TV, updated laundry, and of course, a perfectly hot shower. The upper fjords boast some of the most comprehensive trail systems for hiking that I think everyone should experience. It's got a large number of base camps and huts for all skill levels in the alpinist community. The hikes in this area can range anywhere from a single 3-hour round trip to multi-day trips that cover well over 30 kilometers. The alpine rainforest walks here are fun and challenging, and it's always a good idea to check the forecast beforehand and make sure you have the proper equipment for the trek. I unfortunately didn't have all the gear for a long trek, but was completely happy with the shorter treks for bird watching. Keep an eye on your car, because these Kias will find a way in and try to take your keys or Doritos hostage.
Hey. No. Hey, come on, bud.
Back to Milford Sound. There's free parking available off Deepwater Basin Road, and it's roughly a 15 to 20 minute walk to the terminal where the boats take off. The path is linear, and it's good that I didn't have to walk in the busy road. There's about 6 or 8 different cruise options available, so I went with the most practical.
So this gargantuan thing is my boat. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's this one.
I chose Meter Peak to sail the Sound in the early morning hours. The weather was absolutely perfect, and watching the sun rise over the glacial fjords with cascading waterfalls was something else. There's something to be said about being the first boat out on completely calm waters, floating amongst these towering giants. It's a memory that will stick with me for a while, and I encourage people to take the earliest boat if you can. Plus, we got to see some morning penguins getting ready for their morning routine. Once we reached the open waters of the Tasman Sea, the wind and chop definitely picked up, but that's just part of the experience. I consider myself pretty lucky to do this with almost zero crowds, where it's just you and the skipper enjoying the sights and sounds of this magnificent place. Without question, one of my most unforgettable experiences and a solid 10 out of 10 score from me. So this concludes one of several videos I'm putting together for living in a van across New Zealand for 3 months. Check back in a few weeks where I head to the eastern coast of the South Island. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time.